All right. The house I'm staying in, it doesn't have a heater. There's no heater here. So there's a little electric heater downstairs. Me and the guy that I'm staying with, we both live in the living room. Right now, my fingers are frozen. It's late at night. It's past midnight. I'm pretty tired. I can't sleep because I relive everything that happened to me over and over and over again. Um, Let me explain to you how good intentions aren't necessarily the help that I need and can add to the stress. The guy that I'm staying with right now, he's playing video games and he plays an online video game and he wears headphones. So he speaks while he's playing his video games. Plus, he has the music going downstairs. So I'm upstairs because I don't want to interrupt his video games. Um, I'd love to have Ventrilo or Discord on my computer so that I could play video games and do that too. But here's the thing is that I couldn't make this video downstairs with him here. Um, Almost everywhere that I went, the only time I got any real work done was when I was by myself. The guy that I'm staying with, he works construction. He doesn't get paid a whole lot and he doesn't work a whole lot. And that's not because he doesn't want to work. It's because his boss just doesn't have a whole lot of work for the winter time. So he's here a lot. Um, Sorry, my phone was telling me that it wasn't recording. So I have to go back and re-record what it was that I thought I was recording, which was a video about the situation with Mandy Hughes, Shannon Alvarado, and Miss Peaches. I'm angry at all three of them for not coming forward. Um, with Mandy Hughes, it was because she was afraid. She was afraid of being targeted. A lot of people who stuck up for me were targeted. They had their lives threatened and were harassed repeatedly. Um, in order for me to get an honest court date, Miss Peaches would have had to come forward with what she knew, and so would Shannon Alvarado. So would Mandy Hughes. The only way to do that would be to go in with me in person or come out in public about what you knew. But they didn't. Um, which is why it's important that I saved that information. I saved that documentation. I'm going to post up the conversations between myself and Mandy Hughes, and myself and Alyssa Rainwater, myself and Miss Peaches, and myself and Shannon Alvarado in specific, attached to this video. Miss Peaches lied to me outright repeatedly. She didn't understand that I didn't have the resources to do the things that she was asking me to do. Now I'm going to get back to the situation that I'm at here. I don't have an income. A woman was kind enough to send me $50 to try to live on for right now. And I got some batteries so that I could use my mouse again. For me, I have to be afraid of interrupting someone's daily routine. The guy that I'm staying with playing those video games and talking on his headphone or headset to the other online players, that's part of his routine. If If I disrupted that every day, he would get sick of me pretty quick, and he'd kick me out. Kind of like Shannon, whenever she was screaming at Rick for the 5th, 6th, 8th, 10th, 20th night, whatever. I couldn't say nothing because I was disrupting her routine, which is to verbally abuse Rick because she's an alcoholic. There's a situation with a woman named Kara Johnson Miles, and I let Miss Shannon know, and I stated in my videos repeatedly that she was friends with Shelley, and Shannon knew this way back when the situation happened. That court date, Joseph Michael Lopez court date that I went to. After court, Kara Johnson Miles got a hold of me. She'd been pretending to be my friend, and Shannon Alvarado um, let me know what she was up to by showing me what this woman was posting in other Facebook groups that I was not allowed in. So I called out Kara Johnson Miles on it, and I also got a hold of Rochelle Shelley Campbell, who she's friends with. And when I got a hold of Rochelle Shelley Campbell, I let Shannon Alvarado know what was going on with that, of course. Shannon Alvarado showed me that Kara Johnson Miles had been slandering me in Facebook groups while pretending to be an autism advocate, pretending like she was going to help me. So when I let her know that she had been exposed, I didn't let her know who exposed her, but she was able to figure it out. She went straight for Shannon Alvarado and was very mean and rude and inconsiderate to Shannon Alvarado for exposing her for what she really is. Kara Johnson Miles is a monster. She was doing what's called gaslighting. Um, she was pretending to be my friend while slandering me in these other Facebook groups. And I was very glad that Shannon Alvarado pointed that out to me. But Shannon Alvarado needed to come forward with that to the police. Because Shannon Alvarado never did that. Kara Johnson Miles' slander was allowed in my court date in Arapahoe County. Her slander. There was no factual basis to what she was saying, but she was allowed to say it anyway. And although I wasn't allowed to speak up on my own behalf in court, and my public pretender wasn't willing to do her job, Kara Johnson Miles was allowed to slander my name all the way from Texas. Texas. Now they want to pretend like all this is unrelated when it comes to me speaking up or showing evidence, but it's all related when it comes to slandering my name and allowing that in court. If they can do that one way, they should allow both parties to do that. If they can allow if they can allow Kara Johnson Miles to write a report and speak in my court date all the way from Texas, Shannon Alvarado should be allowed to do that from California. But California, or Shannon Alvarado, claimed that she couldn't because she was in California. Mandy Hughes, the day that she was going to go in with me to court, Miss Peaches got a hold of me and said that she would go in with me, and I let Peaches know that I was waiting on somebody. I was waiting on Mandy Hughes, and Mandy Hughes let me know that she couldn't go in because she had warrants. So the thing with Kara Johnson Miles is that I thought that Miss Shelley was going to try to help me. I honestly believed her when she said she was going to help, but she hadn't helped. She'd been playing head games with me ever since she first got in contact with me and made that fake pocket dial, make it sound like she was being assaulted. It didn't sound like a pocket dial. It sounded like somebody was struggling, couldn't breathe. Things were clanging around. It did not sound like a pocket dial. And because I called 911 over that and the sheriff showed up, that's why Candace Bondurant was so rude and inconsiderate to me. She wasn't rude or inconsiderate at the time. She told me that, well, of course, it's a small town. You can't have police officers showing up to your work and showing up when you're taking your kids to school. And Officer Michael Beard did that just a day after I called 911. And Shannon, or not Shannon, but Candace Bondurant let me know that I had to leave because her landlord threatened to throw her and her daughters out into the cold. By the way, I'm freezing. This is an old rickety house and I'm shaking like a leaf. That's what that sound is from. It happens when I shake. It's really that cold here. It's snowing outside here in Chapel, Nebraska. um, so there was a lot of situations that Miss Peaches needed to come forward about. And she didn't make any effort to do that for like 7 months. She didn't listen either. I told her I don't have any money. I need to be able to get an honest day in court so I can get my money back, so I can get my housing back. I am being victimized every day out here being homeless. Miss Peaches, please come forward. Help me or kill me. Miss Peaches promised to do both. By not coming forward, she killed me. By not coming forward and making excuse after excuse why they couldn't, these people all killed me. When Kara Johnson Miles knew that she had been exposed, at first, after court, she tried to pretend like she was being loving and caring and delivering a message for Miss Shelley. But then when Shannon Alvarado exposed her, Shelley had a bunch of mean stuff to type and say to me. Well, just to type to me. And then immediately after that, Michelle Shelley Campbell blocked me because her friend had been exposed for slandering me in Facebook groups, fanning the flames that were having me assaulted. I didn't do it in private groups, though. See, these weren't Natalie Bollinger groups. These were Sean Schwartz hate groups. Where these people were pretending like they were going to help me and just never did. Now, I've got the screenshots from what Shannon Alvarado sent me from that, so I can prove that. I don't need Shannon to come forward to prove it to the public. I need Shannon to come forward to bring it up in court, but I can't go to court because of protection orders I was never allowed to defend myself against. I was incarcerated to prevent me from going. It was a fucked up situation. I was assaulted in the Longmont Hospital for trying to make a police report. This happened to me repeatedly. No matter where I went, I couldn't get the Boulder Police Department to do their job. I couldn't get the Broomfield Police to do their job. And it cost me money every time I went back there. I'm glad that Shannon Alvarado exposed what Kara Johnson Miles was doing, but if Shannon Alvarado had come forward about that when it happened, instead of being an alcoholic, and you guys all know how alcoholics get. They get to drinking, that oxygen deprivation hits them, and they no longer hear what you have to say. They have their own internal monologue, and that's literally all they hear. I'll hear one word out of your sentence, and I'll spit that one word at you to pretend like they're listening, and then go right back to what it is that they had, that little nugget in their mind. See, that's the difference between listening to understand and listening to reply. She was just looking for an opening. Shannon didn't want everybody to know that she was an alcoholic, but at least that's true. That's why Rihanna Ingersoll is a better human being than Shannon Alvarado. Rihanna Ingersoll admitted that she fucked up. I recorded that conversation. Rihanna Ingersoll admitted that she's an alcoholic. And that's where our problems were. Those of you who have been abused by alcoholics, you know how it is once they start screaming. You can't tell them that they're doing something mean, or they get 10 times meaner and start screaming and shouting. And that's exactly what Shannon Alvarado did to Rick McCormick. By the way, I recorded a conversation with Rick McCormick too. I suppose I'll put it in here as well. He's just an asshole. Now, all these people, I'm an asshole in texting. If you will talk to me like a human being and listen to me like a human being, we can have a conversation. But if you're going to be an asshole, I'll be an asshole back. If you're allowed to speak and I'm not, see, that's the thing that Shannon Alvarado kept doing. She kept doing the voice recording thing, and she even used her son to try to get me to listen to one. When really, it wasn't from her son. It was her wanting to say shit again. Maybe I'll find that and play it here while we're doing this. It'll take a minute, though. I've been a complete asshole to Shannon, though, because she is an asshole to me. She was an asshole to me in those voice messages. I was an asshole in typing because she wouldn't listen to me. That's what those voice messages do. They make it so that if I listen to it, then I get to hear what her bitches are, what her complaints are. But if I try to make a complaint or tell her what my issues are, she's not going to hear it. She interrupted me and screamed over me over and over and over again. Now, when I was assaulted in the Longmont Hospital, Shannon Alvarado, I called her after that because I couldn't read anything. They pretended like they served me with a protection order, but they never did. They drugged me up so that I couldn't read it, so that I couldn't understand what the hell was going on. I literally thought that it was a dream. And when I woke up, I asked them about it. Let's see, we'll scroll all the way up here. It says you lost a genuine friend, you are insane, so on and so forth. You despise me, so on and so forth. That's the thing. Oh, here's one. She typed, Rick played a video of yours to me earlier. It made me smile. You spoke nicely about me. Well, of course I did. Shannon, you were great and wonderful when you're not fucking drunk. Let's see if this is the one.
Said he really dug you today. He missed me.
All right, let's see if we can start that one over.
We're not your fucking enemy, dude. Enemies, I should say. We're not your enemies. I know it's all about talking over you, blah, blah, blah. Quit it, Sean. Please, please. It's exhausting.
She's being condescending there. Meanwhile, I can't respond to it because I don't have that ability on my phone. The thing is, none of these people understand panic attacks. They don't understand why I have them. All of these people have people in their lives. All of them. If she wants to get pissed off at me in this because I wouldn't listen to her audio clips, why would I listen to her if she won't listen to me? See, I don't get to do to her what she does to me when I call her to talk to her and she screams over me. I don't get to do that with those audio clips. There's like 3 months worth of audio clips here that I didn't listen to a single one because it was all her being a bitch for a while before that. And I was like, I'm just tired of that. I don't want to listen to that. I don't. If we can speak to each other and you can listen to me and I listen to you, then we can be friends. But if nothing that I have to say is worth listening to, then no, I'm not going to listen to what you have to say either. The thing is, these people, if they'd have come forward about what they knew in a timely manner, it would have made a difference. But they never did. Miss Peaches, I explained to her she was going to go with me to the police station. And I explained to her, we need to get on it. And she kept on procrastinating for months at a time, months and months and months. And then finally, when we were trying to set it up to go in, she wasn't ready to go until almost 4 o'clock. And I said, hey, they're probably closed. It's probably not going to work. It's going to be a waste of our resources to go down there right now. And she didn't listen because Peaches is always right. The person who is autistic and having a panic attack, who has been through it, is always wrong in all of your minds. And it makes it difficult. I am fucking freezing. So the guy that I'm staying with, of course, he's still downstairs playing his video games, and he's not a bad person for that. But with the video games going, and here I just scrolled up to the part where I'm trying to help find Alicia Bollinger. Alicia went missing twice. Oh, fuck, I am cold. Um, I mean, there's months and months of it just on this phone. Um, Here's a screenshot about Ted Bollinger getting busted in Kansas for paraphernalia. We'll see if it'll. Nope, it apparently won't. The thing is, in order for me to have an honest day in court, Miss Peaches needed to come forward about what she knew, and Shannon Alvarado needed to come forward about what she knew. And they just never did. They never did. See, that's the thing. The things that they were telling me, they should have told the police. They should have told the courts, and they never did. They never made any effort to get that information to the police or the courts. Now, Miss Peaches claimed that she had tried, but she really didn't. I'm going to use my phone to record the Net 10 thing on the side or the Windows 10 photos thing because it shows how long I've been posting and showing stuff. I don't hate Shannon Alvarado. I hate the way that she treated me. I hate the way that she treated the people around her while I was there. It shut me down. Now, with the guy that I'm staying with playing his video games, that shuts me down too. He doesn't mean anything by it. He's not mean like Shannon Alvarado was to Rick. When he's yelling, he's pissed off that, he got shot in his video game. Like, fuck it, god damn it. Well, yeah. He's pissed off that he died in a video game. He's not screaming at his boyfriend because he's drunk. And Shannon definitely did. And she's pissed off at me for bringing that up. The reason that I bring that up is because it shuts me down. I don't have a choice in the matter. That shuts me down. It shuts me down to hear an alcoholic screaming at somebody else because I know if I say anything, then that's going to be directed at me. But it's not just alcoholics, it's also meth addicts, it's also heroin addicts. Like Teresa Orne, the issue that I had with her is her calling to talk to me drunk, just like Shannon Alvarado was doing. But when I said something about it, her and her daughter both ganged up on me and they both blocked me. And her daughter later tried to pretend like she didn't block me because she had unblocked me to check out my Facebook. Oh, fucking come on, dude. That's what he just said. And then something about a crackhead. Now, is he calling someone an actual crackhead, accusing someone of actually being on crack, like in a serious manner? No, he's just talking shit in his video. But it's also almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Um, I can play my video games quietly. I play a game called Star Trek Online. I die in that game a lot, and I don't curse at the video game. I don't. I respawn and I go at it again. I don't get hateful. I'm goal oriented. If I die, I die. So be it. I'm trying to earn enough dilithium to where I can upgrade some of my items before the special event weekend is over. I mean, I'm not. If I spent all my time getting pissed off the video game, it wouldn't be any fun for me to play it. Miss Peaches likes to play video games. See, that's the thing that Miss Peaches wasn't understanding is that she gets to be interactive with the people that she cares about. She gets to be interactive with the people I care about. She can go see my older brother without being assaulted, without having her life threatened, without being called a chimo and a fucking rapist and a stalker and a murderer. Miss Peaches and the conversations that I recorded with her, it shows her speaking about me going to her house repeatedly before Natalie died to get help. These are conversations between me and Miss Peaches, me and Shannon Alvarado, me and Mandy Hughes. Mandy Hughes tried to put money on my books when I was in Arapahoe County Jail. Well, on my phone. If she'd have been able to do that successfully, then I would have been able to make the phone calls that I needed to talk to the people that I needed to. I mean, Miss Peaches should have told Pamela Carty what she knew, but Miss Peaches just never answered her phone. Now, the guy that I'm staying with, is he a bad person for yelling at his video game? No, he's not. Is he a bad person for wanting to do what he wants to do in his own house? No, he's not. It still shuts me down, though. Him yelling at his video game, I mean, I'd love to be downstairs in the warm room making this video. I would love to be downstairs in the one room that has a heater in it making this video. And I would have liked to do it hours and hours and hours ago. I dread coming up the stairs because I'm upstairs right now. I dread coming upstairs because it is cold, cold, cold. It's colder than a cast iron commode on the shady side of an iceberg. And it's snowing outside, and my back hurts, and I have to use the handrail in order to get up and down the stairs, and I have to carry my computer up and down the stairs. Train. It'll honk a second time. Without somebody going in with me The term mentally ill gets me blown off every single time. These people needed to go in with me and come forward about what they knew. Miss Peaches, the one time that she actually made an attempt to go in with me to speak to the police was on an occasion where I told her, hey, if we go in now, they're going to be closed and they're probably not going to talk to us. Instead of listening to me, I listened to her. I did what she wanted. Just like at Shannon Alvarado's, I did what Shannon wanted. Shannon didn't understand that her alcoholism was what was standing in the way of getting the things done that she wanted. There's also the fact that the room that I ended up staying in while I was there, the door wouldn't even open when I got there. There was too much stuff in there. I literally pulled at least two big trash bags worth of alcohol bottles out of that room, and she kept blaming it on her ex. Well, that might be true. Shannon Alvarado gets drunk on wine, and only about half of the bottles in there were wine bottles. A lot of them were beer bottles or little alcohol shooters and things like that. But Shannon Alvarado doesn't understand how she gets when she's been drinking and how scary she is. How scary it is for somebody who's been through that amount of abuse, for somebody who can't leave. I was dependent on her for her mailbox. My plan was only to be there for 2 weeks. It wasn't even to go to Shannon Alvarado's to stay. It was to go to California, get that evidence that I needed that Graham said that he was going to send me, and he never did. Not literally never, but he didn't send it out when he said he was gonna. It took him 6 weeks to send it out. So all that time, I'm hoping every day that he's gonna finally send that out. I'm gonna post up a link in the description here, or not the description, but in the well, let's see if I can do that because I have it up right now. We'll see if I can post this up. Click copy video URL, and then in the comment section, paste. The video is called For Miss Peaches the Liar, or For Peaches the Liar. Peaches said that she was going to go in with me to talk to the police, and she just never did. She tried once, and I was thankful that she tried, even though I let her know it probably wasn't going to work out. I was thankful that she went. But at no point in time did Miss Peaches ever go in with me to speak to the police. I needed an advocate there so that the police would actually listen to me, would actually take me seriously. And because of the long-term abuse that I had endured, especially over the Natalie situation and at the hands of border police, which is how me and Natalie became friends. Natalie and I didn't actually become friends. I didn't even know her name or didn't remember her name until she turned 18. She came and rescued me from nightly harassment and daily harassment by the border police department. It's a fucked up situation. Now, the guy that I'm staying with is me saying that it shuts me down that he has the music going and the TV going and he's talking and all that on his thing. Is that saying that he's a bad person? Is that talking shit about him? No, it's not. I'm saying that that shuts me down. That's what being overloaded is. It's sensory overload. It's like when I'm having a conversation, it needs to be a one on one conversation. If it's not a one on one conversation, it becomes a power struggle over who's being heard. And with Shannon Alvarado, it's not a conversation. Me and the guy that I'm staying with, we can have a conversation. Hell, we can talk shit to each other and call each other names all night long and not get offended. Um, he feeds me. He's poor. He can't hardly take care of himself. But he also admits that if it wasn't for his family helping him out, he wouldn't have this roof over his head. I was literally going to buy this house to help his sister recover. And not just his sister, but a lot of different people that have to get away from their abusers or have to get away from the other users because they're trying to sober up. It's difficult to heal up when you're in the same messed up situation. I don't think that the guy that I'm staying with is going to harm me physically, but I do know that if I played video games and was talking all night long while he's trying to sleep, it would grate on his nerves, and he would ask me to leave, and it's his house. He has the right to do that. With Mandy Hughes, I mean, she did a lot of good things for me too. All of these people did good things for me. The problem is, without their statements, the things that they did for me weren't help. They were just prolonging the agony. Because the longer it took, the closer it got to the deadlines that I needed them to come forward about. The things that Kara Johnson Miles did, she did because she got busted lying to me. Shannon Alvarado busted her, and I am thankful for Shannon Alvarado busting her. But at the same time, the things that Shannon repeatedly said, hey, you should come to California, you should have it sent to my mailbox, so on and so forth, for months and months before I ever went to her house. When I finally went there, I realized that what she was doing is just talking out her ass. And it wasn't talking out her ass to her. To her, she meant it. But she said those things when she was drunk. And she also said those things not understanding how she gets when she's drunk. She's hurtful when she's drunk. She's mean when she's drunk. Most of the messages that, most of the voice messages that she sent me, and I'm not talking about voice messages like the answering machine on a cell phone because I don't even know how to use that. I had to have people help me to set that up. I don't know how to do that. I only have my YouTube channel here because Amanda Engeline helped me set it up. I only have Facebook because somebody helped me to set it up. I was only able to get video games on my computers because other people showed me how to do that. A guy named Josh Hughes showed me how to do that. Josh Hughes also did some pretty messed up stuff because he was depressed after he broke up with his girlfriend Laura. And he was trying to keep his stuff safe. And instead of keeping his stuff safe, he was staying out at the garage, my shop outside of Boulder, Colorado. And he got us kicked out on my birthday in 2015. That's when I hurt my back. It's not Josh's fault that I hurt my back, but the situation that happened that I hurt my back in did happen as a result of choices that he made. And I'm not blaming it all on him. I could have told him, no, you can't keep my stuff out there, or you can't keep your stuff out there. I could have told him no. But at the same time, he needed help. And when he got us kicked out of my shop, I found out he really didn't need my help at all. At any point in time, his mommy and daddy would have bailed him out because they did bail him out. They rented him an apartment in Boulder, Colorado where rent is an average in the apartments there, $3,900 a month, I believe. Almost $4,000 a month, and Josh Hughes's parents rented him part of a house, actually, and he was splitting it up with a few other people, so he wasn't paying all of that, or they weren't paying all of that. The fact is, all of these people who I tried to work together with, they don't see it as working together. They call it help. Help means that it's only one way. Help means that I didn't contribute. And that's just not the case. At Shannon Alvarado, she wanted some tile work done, and I know how to do tile. But every time I'd get it set up to get started, we'd have to wait until her daughter went to bed. And I'd set up to get started, and by that time, Shannon is so drunk that she is just demanding attention, which she does every time she gets drunk. She has to have attention. I speak on videos because I don't get to speak anywhere else. The guy that I'm staying with, I've tried to explain to him what's going on, but it's not something that he's got prepared reasons or excuses, either one, why he can't, and and I have to be fine with that. I have to be glad that at least for now I'm not out in the snow. It's also pretty windy here, and I'm not stuck out in the wind. There are people in this town who have threatened to kill me since Natalie died. Quite a few of them, actually. Miss Peaches, I absolutely love her. I've known her for a lot of years. But she needed to come forward about the situations that we were involved in. Those conversations that I recorded with her, those are things that she should have come forward with on her own, that she should have written down and taken to the police. While people were harming me over the slander by Kara Johnson Miles and the slander by a great many other people. Miss Peaches not coming forward and then doing what she did. She literally helped my predators. That's what she did. Same thing with Shannon Alvarado. She helped my predators. And Mandy Hughes helped my predators. All of these people helped my predators by not coming forward with what they knew in public to the police. Now, Miss Peaches claimed that she tried. I wasn't there when she tried, but she claimed that she tried. The thing is, an advocate is somebody who goes in with me to bear witness, to make sure that I'm heard, instead of giving the mentally ill and homeless treatment. Assisted suicide should be legal.